I picked you up from the gutter. Remember that.
Her husband looked her dead in the eye, surrounded by everyone she loved, and said, I picked you up from the gutter. Remember that. She didn't throw a glass, didn't scream, didn't even cry. She just stood up, smoothed down her dress, and walked straight out into the darkness, leaving behind her phone, her purse, everything. What happened next? Let me tell you, this woman didn't just get even. She orchestrated the kind of revenge that makes your stomach drop. But here's the thing nobody saw coming. The betrayal went deeper than just one man's cruelty. Way deeper. If you've ever been humiliated by someone you trusted, you need to hear this. Drop a like right now, and let's get into it. Let me take you back 8 years. Maya Lennox was 22, working double shifts at a diner in Newark, New Jersey. She'd sleep 4 hours, wake up, do it again. No family. Her parents died in a car accident when she was 17. No safety net. Just her. A dream of going to college someday, and tips that barely covered rent in a basement apartment with 3 other girls. Then walked in Victor Ashford. Old money. The kind of family that had buildings named after them. Handsome in that cruel, sharp way. Like he knew exactly how good he looked and exactly how much power that gave him. He saw her. Really saw her, or so she thought. Started coming in every day. Left big tips. Asked about her life. Gave her rides home when the buses stopped running. And when he asked her out, Maya felt like maybe, just maybe, life was finally throwing her something good. Within a year, they were married. His family hated it. Called her the project. But Victor didn't care. At least, that's what he said. He paid for her to stop working. Got her into night classes. Bought her nice clothes. Introduced her to his world. And every single time they argued, every time she had an opinion he didn't like, he'd smile that cold smile and say something small. Something that dug in deep. Don't forget where you came from, Maya. Not everyone gets the chances I gave you. You'd still be taking the bus if it weren't for me. Little cuts, over and over, until she almost believed him. Now, fast forward to that night, May 14th, their 8th anniversary dinner. Not a celebration, a performance. Victor loved performances. The house was packed. Maya's 3 closest friends, Julep, Ramona, and Sloan, the only ones who stuck around after she married up. Then Victor's business crowd, his college buddy, Thorne, a few investors, maybe 20 people total, all holding champagne glasses in their living room with the vaulted ceilings and abstract art that cost more than most people's cars. Maya had spent all day cooking. Victor insisted, said it was more authentic than catering. She was tired, exhausted really, but she smiled, poured drinks, laughed at jokes that weren't funny. Then the argument started. Victor was drunk. Not sloppy drunk, drunk. The kind where his words got sharper, more deliberate. He started talking about money in front of everyone. About how Maya didn't understand finances. About how she'd nearly maxed out the credit card he gave her on unnecessary things. She tried to deflect. Tried to laugh it off. But he wouldn't stop. You know what your problem is? Victor said, loud enough that conversation stopped. You still think like someone who grew up with nothing. You don't understand value. You don't understand investment. Maya's face went hot. Victor, let's not do this here. Do what? Tell the truth. Julep touched her arm. Maybe we should. Victor cut her off. No. Let's be honest. Let's talk about honesty. He looked right at Maya, eyes cold and glittering. You think you can talk to me like that? Like we're equals? The room went silent. I picked you up from the gutter, Maya. Without me, you'd still be serving tables and riding the bus. So maybe show a little gratitude. Dead. Silence. Maya felt every eye on her. Saw Ramona's hand cover her mouth. Saw Sloan look away. Saw the investors exchange glances. And something inside her just clicked. She stood up slowly, smoothed her black dress, looked at Victor one last time. Then she walked, straight to the living room, past the shocked faces, out the front door into the cool spring night. No purse, no phone, no keys, just gone. Behind her, she heard Thorne say, Dude, that was... Victor laughed. Actually laughed. She'll be back in an hour. Trust me, she always comes back. But here's something nobody noticed during dinner. Something small, something easy to miss. Earlier that evening, a delivery guy had brought in new furniture for the study. Expensive stuff. Victor signed for it without looking, buzzed and distracted, scribbling his name across 3, maybe 4 different forms. Victor loves signing papers he doesn't read. He joked the room, waving the clipboard. Everyone laughed. Maya didn't. She just watched him sign. Watched the way he barely glanced at the words. Watched how easy it was. And she smiled. Just a little. For the next 72 hours, nobody knew where Maya was. Victor told his friends she was cooling off at a hotel. His mother said, she'll come crawling back. They always do. They were wrong. Dead wrong. Maya checked into a motel off Route 1 in Elizabeth, the kind with peeling paint and a flickering neon sign. Paid cash for 3 nights. The first night, she cried. Let it all out. 8 years of small humiliations, swallow pride, 4 smiles. The second day, something changed. The tears stopped. The shaking stopped. And Maya got to work. See, here's what Victor never bothered to notice. While he was out networking, drinking, chasing status, Maya had been building. Quietly. She finished her finance degree 2 years ago, summa cum laude. Victor came to graduation, took pictures, then never asked about it again. She started a side hustle importing artisan goods from West Africa. Small at first, then not so small. Last year, it cleared $200,000 in profit. Victor thought it was a cute hobby. Every month, she took the housekeeping money he gave her and funneled part of it into offshore accounts he didn't know existed. And 6 months ago, she co-founded a tech startup with a woman she met at a conference. Maya owned 38%. Silent partner. Her name wasn't even on the website. Victor had no idea. None. But that wasn't the worst part on day 2. Sitting in that motel room with a laptop and a cheap cup of coffee, Maya started digging. She hacked Victor's email. Wasn't even hard. He used the same password for everything. The name of his childhood dog. And that's when she found it. Emails. Hundreds of them. To her cousin, Brielle, the last blood relative Maya had left in the world. The one who'd helped her move into Victor's house. Who'd been her maid of honor. Who she cried to during the hard years. The affair had been going on for 2 years. 2 years. Hotel receipts. Venmo transactions with little heart emojis. Messages that made Maya's stomach turn. She doesn't even know what she has with you. I can't wait until this is over, and we don't have to hide. You deserve someone who understands your world. Maya sat there, staring at the screen, her hands shaking. Then she started downloading. Everything. Screenshots. PDFs, bank statements. Because buried in those files was something else. Victor had taken out a second mortgage on their house. Forged her signature. Used the money to invest in a buddy's failing restaurant venture, one that tanked 6 months later. He'd put their home at risk, used her name, and never said a word. Maya worked for 16 hours straight that night. By sunrise, she had copies of everything. Sent encrypted backups to 3 different email addresses. Printed hard copies. Stored them in a safety deposit box at a bank Victor didn't know about. Then she made a call to Langston Pierce, the best divorce attorney in New Jersey. The kind of lawyer who made other lawyers nervous. They met the next day. Maya laid it all out. I need everything, she said. The house, the accounts, his business, everything. Langston looked at the files, then looked at her. This is comprehensive. I've had time to think. Clearly, he leaned back. This'll get ugly. Good. But here's the thing. Around day 3, sitting in that attorney's office, staring at transferred documents that would move money, lock accounts, blow up her entire life as she knew it, Maya hesitated. Her finger hovered over the signature line. 8 years. A home. Friend she'd fought to keep. A version of herself she'd built inside Victor's world. Even if it was suffocating. one signature, and it all burned. She thought about their wedding, the way he'd looked at her that day, the promises. Then she thought about his voice. I picked you up from the gutter. The way her friends looked at her with pity. The messages of Brielle. She doesn't even know what she has. Maya closed her eyes, exhaled, and signed. The screen refreshed. Transfer complete. Irrevocable. There was no going back now. On the fourth day, Maya came home. Walked through the front door like nothing had happened. Hair done. Makeup perfect. Calm. Victor was in the living room, on his phone. He looked up, shocked. Where the hell have you been? I needed space, Maya said simply. I'm sorry I worried you. He blinked, then laughed. You're sorry? Maya, you walked out in the middle of a dinner party. You embarrassed me. I know. It won't happen again. He studied her face, suspicious, then smiled. Good. That's good. I'm glad you're being reasonable. She nodded, went upstairs, unpacked her bag, and for the next 3 weeks, Maya played the perfect wife. She cooked his favorite meals, laughed at his jokes, wore the dresses he liked, initiated sex, smiled at his friends. Victor thought he'd won, told Thorne over drinks. She just needed to be reminded who's in charge. Women are like that sometimes. Meanwhile, Maya was moving pieces on a chessboard he couldn't see. Money shifted into her irrevocable trusts. Legal documents filed and sealed. Recordings made. New Jersey was a one-party consent state, and Maya had been very, very careful. Langston worked in the shadows. Fast. Precise. And then Maya found the final piece. She was cleaning out the guest room, something Victor asked her to do before his parents visited, when she found his mother's phone. Left it on the dresser. Screen unlocked. Maya shouldn't have looked, but she did. And there it was, a text thread between Victor's mother, Eleanor, and Brielle. Has he told her yet? No. He's waiting for the right time. Good. A proper wife from our circle would understand these things. Marriage is about partnership, not fairy tales. Maya's blood went cold. Eleanor knew, had known from the start, encouraged it, and Victor's brother, Donovan, the one Maya had invited to every holiday, treated like family, helped get a job at Victor's company. He'd help hide it, funnel family business money to cover Victor's debts. The whole family, the whole time. Maya stood there in that guest room, phone in hand, and felt something she'd never felt before. Not anger, not sadness, clarity. She took pictures of everything, sent them to Langston. Then she went downstairs and told Victor, let's throw a party. A party? Victor looked up from his laptop, confused. For our anniversary, Maya said sweetly. A real one. I want to celebrate us properly. Invite your family, my friends, everyone important. Victor's face lit up. Yeah? You serious? Completely. Let me handle everything. He kissed her forehead. That's my girl. Maya smiled and began planning the last party Victor Ashford would ever enjoy. 3 weeks of playing perfect wife nearly killed Maya. Every morning, she woke up next to a man who betrayed her with her own cousin. Every night, she smiled at his parents who'd help hide it. Every dinner, she served food to a brother-in-law who'd stolen from his own company to cover Victor's mistakes. And she never broke character. Not once. But inside, Maya was a completely different person now. She'd wake up at 5 in the morning, go for runs, come back and make Victor's coffee. Then, while he showered, she photographed documents, record conversations, screenshot bank transfers. Langston called it building the arsenal. Maya called it taking inventory of everything they stole from me. The party was set for June 8th, a Saturday. Beautiful weather predicted. Maya told Victor she wanted at the house. Their house. The one with the second mortgage he'd forged her name on. The one that legally, as of 3 days ago, belonged solely to her. Victor just didn't know it yet. I want everyone there, Maya said over breakfast one morning. Your parents, Donovan, all your business partners. Victor grinned. That's a lot of people, babe. I know. I want to do this right. She paused like she was thinking. Oh, and I'd like to invite Brielle. Victor's coffee mug stopped halfway to his mouth. Just for a second. Then he recovered. Your cousin? Sure. Yeah. She's family. Maya smiled. Exactly. Family. She watched his face. Saw the tiny muscle twitch in his jaw. Saw him glance at his phone. Within 10 minutes, Brielle got a text. Maya knew because she cloned Victor's phone 2 weeks ago. She's inviting you to the party. Play it cool. Act normal. Brielle responded, Are you sure this is smart? She doesn't know anything. Trust me. She's too stupid to figure it out. Maya read it in real time, sitting right across from him at the breakfast table. She took a sip of her orange juice and kept smiling. The invitations went out. 60 people. RSVPs came flooding in. Victor's college friends. His business partners. His parents, of course. Donovan and his wife. Simone. Brielle. Maya's 3 friends, Julep, Ramona, and Sloane, who'd been texting her nonstop since that night. Worried sick. Maya called each of them personally. I need you there, she told Julep. Please. I know things have been weird, but I need my people. Of course, Julep said. But, Maya, are you okay? Really okay? I will be, Maya said, and she meant it. 5 days before the party, Victor's mother, Eleanor, came over for tea. This woman had never liked Maya, never pretended to. She called her the help, once at a family dinner, then laughed like it was a joke. Now she sat in Maya's kitchen, drinking imported tea from cups Maya had picked out, and smiled that cold, thin smile. I'm glad you've come to your senses, dear, Eleanor said. Maya tilted her head. About what? About your place. Victor needs a wife who understands his world, who doesn't make scenes. She sipped her tea. That little tantrum at the anniversary dinner was embarrassing for everyone. Maya felt her teeth clench, forced them to relax. You're right. I overreacted. Yes, you did. Eleanor set down her cup. Marriage isn't a romance novel, Maya. It's a partnership, an arrangement. Victor will have his diversions. That's normal for men in his position. A smart woman accepts it and focuses on the benefits. Diversions? Maya repeated the word slowly. Oh, don't play naive. It's unbecoming. Eleanor leaned forward. Brielle is a lovely girl. From a good family. Well, your side isn't much, but her father did well for himself. She understands things. If you're wise, you'll make peace with reality. Maya looked at this woman who'd welcomed her into the family with fake hugs and real contempt, who'd known about the affair from day one, who thought Maya was too stupid, too grateful, too broken to ever fight back. You're right, Maya said softly. I should accept reality. Eleanor smiled. Good girl. Maya smiled back and thought 5 more days. The night before the party, Maya couldn't sleep. She lay next to Victor, listening to him snore, and ran through the plan one more time. Langston had everything ready. The documents, the recordings, the slideshow, the slideshow. He'd hired a tech guy to put together someone discreet. It was brutal, thorough, undeniable. The security team was hired. Not Victor's usual guys, new ones, loyal to whoever paid them. And Maya had paid well. The locks on the house had been changed that afternoon while Victor was at work. He hadn't noticed yet, still using the old key that, miraculously, still worked because Maya had the locksmith rig it that way. For one more day. After tomorrow, that key would be useless. Everything was ready. So why did Maya feel sick? She got up, went to the bathroom, stared at herself in the mirror. 8 years of her life. 8 years of trying to be enough. To earn love. To prove she deserved the chance Victor gave her. And for what? To be humiliated? Betrayed? Called stupid behind her back? No. No. She was done earning things from people who saw her as beneath them. Maya looked at her reflection one last time. Meeting adjourned, she whispered to herself. Then she went back to bed and slept like the dead. June 8th arrived sunny and perfect. Caterers showed up at noon. Maya had insisted on hiring them herself. Victor thought it was sweet, her wanting to treat him. What he didn't know was that she'd also hired the tech crew, the bartenders, the security, every single person working that party. Everyone answered to her. Guests started arriving at 6. The house filled with laughter, champagne, small talk. Victor was in his element. Loud, charming, working the room. He kept pulling Maya close, kissing her cheek, showing her off. 8 years with this beautiful woman. He announced to a group of investors, "Best decision I ever made." Maya smiled, squeezed his hand. Across the room, Brielle arrived. She looked nervous, kept glancing at Victor. Donovan was already 3 drinks deep, laughing with Thorne about some football game. Eleanor held court near the fireplace, talking to older couples about the importance of tradition. Maya's friends clustered together near the kitchen, watching everything with worried eyes. At 7:30, Maya clinked a glass. "Everyone, can I have your attention?" The room quieted. All eyes on her. Victor beamed. "Speech time already?" "Just a quick one," Maya said. She was wearing a red dress. Blood red. She'd chosen it carefully. "I want to thank you all for coming tonight, for celebrating 8 years of marriage with us." Polite applause. Victor and I have been through a lot together. He took a chance on me when I was nobody. Just a girl working in a diner, trying to make ends meet. She paused. He loved to remind me of that, especially at our last anniversary dinner. Victor's smile faltered, just slightly. He told me, in front of many of you, that he'd pick me up from the gutter, that without him, I'd still be serving tables and riding the bus. Dead silence now. People exchanged glances. And you know what? He was right. Victor relaxed, started to smile again. He did pick me up. He did give me opportunities. And tonight, I want to honor that. I want to show you all exactly who Victor Ashford is, who we all are really. She nodded to the tech guy in the corner. The lights dimmed. A projector screen lowered from the ceiling. Victor looked confused. He hadn't known about that, and the slideshow began. Slide 1, their wedding photo. Young, smiling, hopeful, eyes from the crowd. Slide 2, audio clip. Victor's voice, loud and clear. "I picked you up from the gutter, Maya. Without me, you'd still be serving tables and riding the bus." Gasps. People shifted uncomfortably. Victor stood up. "Maya, what are you?" "Sit down, Victor." Something in her voice made him freeze. Slide 3, a hotel receipt. The Ritz, February 14th, last Valentine's Day. Room registered to Victor Ashford, +1. Slide 4, text messages. Victor and Brielle, "I miss your taste. Tonight was perfect. She's so clueless. You're nothing like her. You actually understand me." Brielle made a choking sound, tried to move toward the door. "Security! Please make sure no one leaves," Maya said calmly. 2 large men stepped in front of the exits. Victor's face went white. "Maya, stop this right now." "No." Slides 5 through 12. Bank statements showing the second mortgage. The forged signature. Forensic analysis proved it was fake. The failed restaurant investment. The missing money. Emails between Victor and Donovan discussing how to hide the losses, how to keep Maya in the dark. A recording of Eleanor's voice. A proper wife from our circle would understand these things. Venmo transactions. Jewelry bought for Brielle using joint account funds. Pictures. So many pictures. Hotel lobbies. Restaurants. Victor's hand on Brielle's back. The room was silent except for the audio clips and the click of slides advancing. People were crying. Julep had her hand over her mouth. Ramona looked ready to throw up. Eleanor was pale as paper. Donovan stared at the floor. And Brielle was sobbing openly, mascara running down her face. Slide 13 appeared. Legal documents. Transfer of shares. Maya's voice cut through the silence. 3 years ago, Victor signed papers creating an irrevocable trust. He thought it was for tax purposes. He didn't read them. He never reads what he signs. He even joked about it at our last party, remember? A few people nodded, stunned. Those papers transferred 62% of his family's company shares into that trust. A trust that, as of yesterday, I control completely. Victor lunged toward her. You bitch. Security grabbed him, held him back. I own your company, Victor. The house is in my name, has been for 2 weeks. The accounts are frozen. Your credit cards are canceled. Divorce papers were filed this morning. She turned to the room. Donovan helped embezzle company funds. Eleanor knew about the affair and encouraged it. Maya looked at her cousin, who was shaking. Brielle was my last living relative, the only family I had left. Her voice cracked. Just once. Then she straightened. I spent 8 years being told I was lucky, being reminded of where I came from, being made to feel small. Maya walked to the center of the room. But here's what none of you knew while you were laughing at the girl from the gutter. She was building an empire. I have a finance degree. I own 38% of a tech startup valued at $15 million. I've been moving money into offshore accounts for 6 years. I speak 3 languages. I volunteer at the Literacy Center, where I learned to read. And I am done, being treated like I should be grateful for scraps. She looked at Victor, still held by security, his face twisted with rage. You wanted to remind me where I came from? Fine. I'm from the gutter. I'm from nothing. I had nothing. She stepped closer. But I built everything. Me, not you. And now you have nothing. Victor was screaming, cursing, threatening lawsuits. Donovan was trying to reason with her. Maya, please, we can fix this. Eleanor fainted. Actual fainted. Someone caught her. Brielle ran for the bathroom, still sobbing. And Maya just stood there, calm, unmoved. She looked around the room one last time, at the shocked faces, the pity, the horror, at her 3 friends, who were watching her with something like awe. Then Maya said 2 words. Meeting adjourned. She turned, walked straight through the crowd. People parted like water, and out the double doors into the night. Julep, Ramona, and Sloane followed without a word. Behind them, chaos erupted. Screaming, crying, security removing Victor, who was threatening to kill her, to destroy her, the door closed. Silence. 6 months later, Maya stood in her new apartment in Hoboken, floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the Manhattan skyline. Clean, modern, hers. The startup had just closed a Series B funding round. $28 million. Her share put her net worth past 8 figures. She'd started a foundation for kids aging out of foster care, free housing, job training, college scholarships, the things she never had, therapy twice a week. Some days were still hard. Some nights she still woke up angry, but she was healing. Victor was living in his mother's guest house. The company had restructured. He'd been voted out by the board, the same board that now included Maya as majority shareholder. She'd installed new leadership, people who actually knew what they were doing. His credit was destroyed, his reputation in shambles. Most of his friends stopped returning calls. The divorce was final. He got nothing. The prenup he'd insisted she sign 8 years ago? Null and void once the fraud was discovered. Donovan was facing embezzlement charges, looking at 3 to 5 years. Eleanor stopped speaking to Victor entirely, blamed him for destroying the family name. And Brielle? Maya had heard she'd moved to Portland, changed her number. Apparently couldn't handle the shame when people in their old neighborhood found out what she'd done. Maya didn't feel bad about any of it, not even a little. One afternoon, Maya was having coffee with Julep when her phone buzzed. Unknown number. She answered. Hello. Maya. Victor's voice. Broken. Quiet. Please. Can we talk? I made mistakes. I know I did, but I loved you. Victor. Yeah. Don't ever call this number again. She hung up, blocked him, went back to her coffee. Julep stared at her. You okay? Maya smiled. Yeah, I really am. That night, Maya stood on her balcony, watching the city lights. She thought about the girl she used to be, the one who believed that being chosen meant being saved, the one who swallowed insults and smiled through humiliation because she thought that's what love cost. That girl was gone. In her place was someone harder, sharper, someone who knew her worth and didn't need anyone's permission to claim it. Maya's phone buzzed. A text from Langston. Final settlement check cleared. You're officially done with all of it. Congratulations. She typed back, thank you for everything. Then she poured herself a glass of wine, sat down and opened her laptop. She had a foundation to run, a company to grow, a life to build, and this time it was all hers. 2 years after the party, Maya was giving a speech at a women's business conference in Manhattan. The room was packed. Hundreds of women, all listening as she talked about building wealth, about financial literacy, about knowing your worth. During the Q&A, a young woman raised her hand. How did you do it? She asked. How did you walk away from someone who made you feel like you were nothing? Maya paused, thought about that night, about the motel room, about the moment she almost didn't sign those papers. I remembered something, Maya said slowly. People who love you don't remind you where you came from to keep you small. They remind you where you came from to show you how far you've traveled. She smiled. And the people who do try to keep you small, they're not scared of where you came from. They're terrified of where you're going. The room erupted in applause. After the speech, as Maya was packing up, she saw him, Victor, standing in the back of the room. Older, grayer, smaller somehow. Their eyes met. He opened his mouth like he wanted to say something. Maya picked up her bag, turned, and walked straight past him without a word. She had a flight to catch. A meeting in San Francisco. A life that didn't include looking back. Outside, the sun was setting over the city. Maya climbed into the car waiting for her and smiled. She didn't raise her voice that night 2 years ago. She didn't need to. Sometimes the loudest revenge is silence, followed by everything they never bothered to read. So, what did you think? Drop a comment and tell me. Did Maya go too far? Or did Victor get exactly what he deserved? If this story hit you in the chest, smash that like button and subscribe because we got more stories like this coming your way. Remember, know your worth. Never let anyone make you small. And always read what you sign. See you in the next one.